So a lot of Americans, keep asking themselves, where things went south. Well, let's see. 1913, Democrats somehow pop out of exile and pass the Federal Reserve Act, which was signed by Woodrow Wilson, or in professional POS. This essentially hands America over to a bunch of private bankers, and that was actually what happened. 1920 to 1929, the roaring 20s. I mean, America was already on an upward trajectory. They didn't really need the Federal Reserve, but the Federal Reserve, came in nonetheless. So the roaring 20s was an artificial boom, and it was caused by the Federal Reserve kind of just pumping money recklessly without understanding the ramifications of, excess fiat currency floating around. And then everything came crashing down in 1929, which was the Great Depression. So this kind of tells us, really shows us another pattern. When America got rid of or at least suppressed this particular set of people, Democrats, America thrived. When they came up again, America crashed. And what happened post Great Depression was really an emergence of a totally different and new America. That was where things actually changed. Because once America fell, the Great Depression was bottom zero. After the Great Depression, um, presidents tried to fix this. I believe there was a president before FDR, the Republican president. He couldn't fix it. FDR came in, and FDR just started implementing all these socialist policies. The New Deal, Social Security, and just for the power grab. I mean, the man confiscated gold, and he just essentially became the very thing founders fought to abolish. And really, that was when America lost, because America was brought to its knees, and Great Depression was just like, I've taken everything from you. What else can you do? The Americans responded, what else can we do? Couldn't do anything. They really just gave up everything. And they gave it up for actually nothing. And the thing that was annoying about it was that the people that were supposed to prevent the Great Depression failed miserably, and instead of facing the consequences, that's such a catastrophic failure, they were rewarded with even more power. So for those Americans that think they can find out where the problem began, this is where the problem began. You had a small set of people who were given all this power, failed the country, and instead of being punished for that failure, they were rewarded with more power. None of those presidents even decided to touch this Federal Reserve again. I mean, one president that wanted to go after it was JFK, and we all know what happened to JFK. So this is really where things went south, from 1913 to Great Depression. And the thing is that the Great Depression didn't stop until after World War II, because I mean, America was trying to get itself back, spending all this money, and all these social programs. It just didn't work. In fact, in 1938, I believe, just I think the year before before World War, there was another crash. There was a stock market crash of 1938 where stock market went to depression levels. So that was just a summation of everything FDR did. It just came crashing down again. So what happened is that World War II gave America that lifeline, and because the Allies in Europe were fighting, the Nazi Germany, and they needed supplies and all these things, and weapons and food. America, provided that, and in exchange got a lot of gold reserves. To the extent that by the end of World War II, America had about a third, or was it three-quarter? Well, America had more than half of the world's gold reserve. So that was what ended the Great Depression, because America just had all this influx of wealth. But But the thing is that even then, that wealth still vanished because at about 1970, 1971, French president, I believe, de Gaulle, you know, started to question America's dominance because post World War II, um, a new system was created called the Bretton Woods system to, you know, enable other countries to, keep their currency, you know, active, so that because they really lost a lot in World War II. So America was kind of the, anchor that everybody was, pegging their currency to. So America had the dollar, and then Britain and then France and all of those other countries said, okay, look, we're going to create our own fiat currency. Our fiat currency is going to be valued against the dollar, which was in turn valued against the gold reserve. And during the Bretton Woods system, the deal was any dollar that any of these countries held is interchangeable with gold. So if America sent $1 billion to Britain, and Britain says, "Hey, we want to redeem this gold," America has to send that gold, equivalent back to Britain. That was the system until 1971, when America essentially printed a lot more dollars than gold reserves they had, and French President Franz de Gaulle called them out, and Nixon had to exit the Bretton Woods system. So by that time, America was already under the control of this same, should I call it an infection that really sprung up during the creation of the Federal Reserve Act. And really, that was really the beginning of it.